Well, it's time for our monthly look at the rural property market. Who better to do so with than the GM for PGG Rights, and Peter Newbold joins us now. Peter, welcome to 2023. Welcome back to the show. I hope you had a good break. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Rowena. Yeah, look, had a great break and Happy New Year to you and your listeners. So, no, it's been good.
Now, speaking of good, is the rural property market good? I know we had some alarming figures out for urban New Zealand. I think the moral of the story here was if you own a house in Wellington, panic a wee bit, but there might have been low figures coming through there. But how's rural New Zealand sitting?
Yeah, well, look, I think it actually finished pretty strongly, when I look at it. Especially December, a lot of things finished off and completed. So I think rural finished up in a good space. The only area you'd probably say struggled a bit last year was the horticultural area. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the coming months. Yes, lifestyle and residential was challenging, and you can't get away from that. And I think it's in a space at the moment where, values are being reset. And I sort of sense in a lot of areas that is taking place, or it has taken place. So, that's been at play. And then, of course, you've got all these, negative press out there, economic issues, and et cetera, which is probably also having a play in that residential and lifestyle market. So, yeah, lifestyle residential being challenging. Rural, I think, has been reasonably good. The other interesting thing I think, which I think is positive for rural New Zealand, is that probably for the first time in probably 2 or 3 years, we've sold a large number of, high value farms and, have a number under contract, sort of 20 million plus.
Wow.
And that gives me a lot of confidence that, people still see rural as a good place to either expand into or add to what they've already got. So, yeah, no, look, rural's been good.
Speaking of those big purchases, Peter, I had quite a few messages from people over the summer break who were just so delighted that neighbouring properties or properties in the area or properties they've heard of in their district had actually sold to farming groups, not to overseas buyers, not to carbon farms.
Yeah, you're correct there, and I think it is pleasing. And still, a number have gone to the forestry piece, which, great for the vendor. Personally, for New Zealand, I think it's sad.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we have seen a number who have actually gone to neighbours or other farmers maybe that have come in from another area, or even we've seen some that have come from the north to the south. So, yeah, that's been a slight change, and I think it's very positive.
Yeah. What else have you seen over the break? I know you've been back for a while. You've managed to catch up with quite a few people around rural New Zealand.
Yeah, it's been interesting over the break. Traditionally the end of December and sort of right the way through to mid-January are quiet. But one of the things we've noticed this year, which hasn't been the same as, say, the previous few years, is we've completed a lot more appraisals. And the other thing is we're probably putting more listings onto the market in February, which I think that's encouraging and also tells you that, people's worlds change, they have to move on. And I think as we move further forward over the next, couple of months and people start to understand where values sit, I think we'll start to see, property sales quietly move on.
Yeah, interesting. Hey, look, I've already done this with Dr. Tim Mackle, Chief Executive of Dairy NZ, this hour, asking him to look into the crystal ball. What do you see happening in 2023? What's your outlook for the year?
Yeah, I think rural sales will continue on, pretty much like the previous year. I think we might see different regions come to the fore, so I think there might be a little bit of a change in that. I think the sheep and beef sector will still be underpinned by the forestry, and I think that's pretty clear. The unknown probably at the moment is in and around horticulture and kiwi fruit.
Yeah.
And we probably won't really get a good take on that till, maybe in 4 to 6 weeks' time. And I think the other critical piece is, as vendors' expectations become more realistic, then I think you'll see more transactions.
Yeah.
So, look, I feel confident. It's not going to boom, but I think we're going to see good rural sales, and I think we're going to slowly see that lifestyle and residential market move forward. The critical thing is people need to be realistic
Yeah.
because otherwise it won't sell. And the other little thing I'd just mention on the rural side is that there's probably less buyers out there at the moment. They're qualified, but there's less of them. So we just need to be aware of that, the vendors need to be aware of that. So that's my sort of take early on in the year, Rowena.
Yeah, and one thing I'll just add to that, Peter, one thing that I love about the rural sector is there's so many pathways for young people coming into the industry to be able to, look towards farm ownership. So there always are going to be people wanting to get a slice of real estate and wanting to take that next step because we've treated them and we've given them that pathway so well in their careers.
Oh, look, I think it's an amazing place to work and operate. I've been
Yeah.
out in the field recently on a few farms and visits, and, it is a wonderful life. They work hard. They don't moan a lot. They just get on with it.
Stop
It's
it,
a
you're
special
making me
place.
miss it.
Yeah. No, well, it's not till you get out there, you pinch yourself and you go, hey, it's a great place to be, and I think more New Zealanders need to experience it.
Absolutely. Peter Newbold, GM for PGG Rights, and great to catch up with you again in 2023. Look forward to doing so again next month. Take care.
Yeah, same with you, and have a good afternoon.